Okay.
Senator McCormick is now recognized.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, welcome. In Pennsylvania, we're fortunate to have abundant energy resources, as you know, when you attended our summit, a skilled workforce, and world-class universities. The pro-growth policies of President Trump have enabled the Commonwealth to capitalize on this optimism and investor confidence, and it's attracted billions in investment and spurred growth. The working families' tax cuts are set to deliver more than $600 billion, a new relief to the middle class. And still, there's more to be done. Permitting reform, for example, would unlock billions, perhaps trillions of dollars that sits on the sideline right now. And so, Secretary Bessent, would you talk for a minute about permitting reform and how important those reforms are to unlock additional growth beyond the fantastic growth we've seen so far?
Well, as I've often said, Senator, the president's economic program is a three-legged stool: trade, tax, and dereg. And permanent reform is a very important part of the deregulatory agenda. And as we've seen, more supply also pushes down inflation and increases economic growth. I think it is the deregulatory agenda is the most unsung part of the president's agenda.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. And there's going to be a big push, I think, from the Senate. There's already been legislation in the House, and Mr. Secretary, looking forward to your support for a permitting reform package, which I think could really stimulate further the president's agenda. Second question: the working families tax cuts also created Trump accounts, a new tool, creative, sort of really remarkable moment to support families and build wealth for the next generation. Can you talk just for a minute about the motivation for the program and what do you think this is going to be able to accomplish?
Senator, 38% of American households do not have any exposure to the U.S. equity market. So for the next 4 years, as a $1,000 seed investment is made to all newborns, it will bring them into the system and set them on a path. There can be contributions from family members, from employers, from philanthropies, from philanthropists, and we believe that over 20 states will do this. So it is going to, over time, allow all families to have a share of the great American innovation and growth economy.
You know, as people I meet in Pennsylvania hear about this and understand what it means for their kids, their families, I mean, it's a really incredible step, and I hope it's something we can really formalize and make part of not just this great administration, but future ones.
Well, I think too, Senator, and thank you for your leadership on this, that I have been a longtime advocate of financial literacy, and I think that this will be a real-time experiment in financial literacy as the families, as the children are able to look at their accounts on their phone and be part of this growth. I think that it will become very real and engaging for them.
Yeah, I agree. Final question. As you know, that the trajectory of U.S. debt is unsustainable. Net interest payments alone account for 14% of total government spending, and higher debt levels combined with high interest rates put upward pressure on the cost to service our debt. Further, $10 trillion of government debt will mature over the next year and roll over, which is a little less than a third, I guess, of debt outstanding. Can you discuss briefly the conditions in the U.S. Treasury market and the trends you're monitoring as we enter this period?
Senator, thus far the market has been very resilient. We've had some of our best auctions in a long time this year. We're seeing very good foreign demand. But as you said, the trajectory, we have to get it back under control. As I talked earlier, we need to get back to something with a 3 in front of it in terms of deficit to GDP. Reason I came out from behind my desk was I was worried that many people, especially as Vice President Harris was campaigning, wanted to go into a European-style social democracy, low growth, raise taxes, growth lower, more taxes, unsustainable debt. So that's why at FSOC, we are focused on growth as as desirable, but also a lack of growth as a financial stability risk.
Good. I don't have time for a final question, but I will just say I want to compliment you and the administration and OFAC in particular for the maximum pressure campaign on Iran and what that means for supporting freedom in Iran. So thank you for that. Thank you, your team.
Thank you.
Senator